something I haven't done is walk down to these mushrooms. I'm gonna real quick look over here to see what they look like. Okay.
I know we've had a few. And
but
they were delicious.
And that storm, I don't know what happened down here. So we could have trees down and everything. Because boy, I could hear them coming. Yesterday, I could hear snap, snap, snap when that wind went. So watch yourself.
What mushrooms are in good
These
order?
are elderberries.
Okay, now we saw
getting
those.
ready to form.
All right. Now, what are you going to do with these when they're done? When they're ready?
You can do these, and you can use them for jam and stuff. Elderberries are excellent for you.
Or wine, elderberry wine.
Elderberry wine.
Do you make your own homemade wine?
I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, it's something I'd like to do one of these days.
These are really good when they're blooming to fry. The flowers.
The flowers. Interesting.
Kind of like people do squash blossoms.
Right.
I'm not crazy about that stuff, but a lot of people are.
So you're going to wait till these actually form the berries?
Yes.
And then you'll take them in and make elderberry
nectar, jam, whatever. It's kind of bitter, so you do have to add something to it. Like I would use stevia leaves or something because it's definitely strong bitter. It's not something you can.
Right.
It's not a berry you can pop in your mouth and eat. It's very strong, but they're very beautiful. Watch yourself. We haven't plowed this through here, so we can sometimes see. Oh, there are a couple mushrooms.
What about nettles? Do you find nettles in here and eat those?
Stinging nettles? I don't use them only because I'm a farmer and they hurt.
Okay. A lot of people say they pick them before the nettles get to that point of stinging.
Oh,
and they're supposed to be very good. You can stir fry those up. It's one thing I've never eaten.
I had never tried that either.
I would like someone to show me first.
Oh, you may want to come around here. Look.
Oh, wow. Look what you've got growing here. Look at these. These
they
are beautiful.
Popped up
they did.
out of nowhere.
Ooh.
Well, the humidity probably helps.
Yeah, the rain.
The rain.
Yeah, we need the rain.
The
rain definitely makes an increase of
mushrooms. If anybody didn't watch the first podcast when you told us all the details, they'll have to go back and look that up. That was in May. But it was amazing when you told us, well, you put the blocks together, how you inoculate them, how you seal them off.
And that's a beautiful mushroom.
Yeah. Beyond beautiful.
This one got too much wet.
No,
but that's okay.
It looks amazing to me. I'll take it.
But look at that.
That's
look at how
fabulous.
beautiful that is.
Yeah.
And all I do is I'll take these in and I'll lay them out. And then I'll like tap them like that, which gets all the little tiny bugs out. And then refrigerate them. Or use them.
Right.
Everybody's chomping at the bit for the shiitakes. Everyone's like, do you have them? Do you have them?
They look like pancakes.
Don't they? And they hook on. Stewart, do you want to pull one off so you can feel how it does? It really hooks on well. Don't trip like I just did. If you just get up next to the wood and pop them.
Just like that?
Yep.
Ah, look at that.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Just peels right out. Shiitake in the Japanese is eater of oak.
Which means?
Wood. Eats the wood.
Oh, because it gets into the wood. That's interesting.
Now, we didn't have all oak trees, so we have them in various different woods, but that's okay. But isn't it kind of cool? Yep, they're happy. That's for sure. So
I'm glad that you didn't
dry out, but
glad that everything stabilized for you through the storm.
Oh yeah. And it's interesting in here too, so you kind of have to get down and really look because they can hide. They'll pop out of a log and be hiding around a little corner.
Halfway.
Yep.
Coming out. Going direction.
They have a little wildness to them.
What are these now? Are these part of the inoculations? Or?
I think that's what comes after the inoculation because it seems to come right out afterwards. So that one I need to ask my nephew. He's the scientist dude. He just got hired by the U.S. Forestry.
Oh, cool. He's excited.
Yeah. So that gives a little bit of a look. We have two more way down there, but we won't go way down there. I'll check that out in a while. Well, at least we didn't get carried away by mosquitoes.
No.
Surprisingly.
Do you have much of a pest issue in your garden with everything that you're doing? And
well, you end up with it at times. Like this year, to start with, yes, we did. It was more the potato bugs. Potato bugs are very difficult, and that's why farmers spray them so much.
Well, my dad was telling me about being
see the raspberry.
My dad was telling me about, mentioned to you before, my grandfather had a huge garden, so when he was a little boy, pesticides was not even under discussion.
Right.
And so one of his jobs was to go out and pick potato bugs off the leaves.
That's the best way to do it.
And that's what they did as a kid. They didn't spray and they didn't say, oh my God, I'm going to lose my potatoes. They did something about it.
Yeah, my husband said he kind of made fun of me for doing it.
What are those things? The red sticking
That's sumac.
Oh, that's poison.
Some are, some aren't. But I mean, poison as far as like if you were highly allergic to it, like poison ivy, it does make some people break out. There are different forms of the sumac too. I think it's beautiful, but it will take over. It will, like all this was gone a year and a half ago. And this is how much more of it. It runs crazy.
So all of this is sumac.
Yep. If you look at the leaves, and then you can see the stem kind of has a fuzziness to it.
That's good to know.
I've never had issues with it, but I've also, knock on wood, have never had poison ivy before, so.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because I was just in it. These are blackberries.
That's right.
They're on their way.
September for these guys, or before
About
then?
August, beginning of August,
Mhm.
usually. Of course, this year's been about 2 weeks late, but generally it's about the beginning of August. And then up at the very end here on the right, you will see raspberries, as you can see them hanging out here. You're welcome to grab one if you would like.
Of course.
Look at these.
Eating my way through your farm.
There you go.
Lovely. That one, Stewart?
Sure.
Fresh off the vine.
They're pretty, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty delicious.
Yeah.
I like them in sheep.
The sheep milk yogurt.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm going to make some. I think I'm going to try the puree.
Yeah, I
the
was
nectar
hoping
with
you
the
would. Like I said, I
raspberries.
want to put an order in. So.
Yeah, with the raspberries because you got to get those fruits in, man.
Yeah.
They just don't last long enough.
No.
The seasons are so short.
Well, it's nice you found another alternative because jam is so high in sugar. It's so concentrated. Even if you make it with fruit juice sweetened. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, the jam actually, a recipe calls for a basic recipe for a batch of jam. 5.5 cups of strawberries, 6 cups of sugar.
Yeah, I used to make jam. I know. I used to make it when I first found that I could
That
make jam.
just, I know, I think it's cool, but it's like,
I know.
I'm like, gosh, no wonder as a kid, I even as a kid, I was like, I don't like this.
I didn't like it either. In fact, what I did was I had a neighbor with raspberries. They let me come and pick. I picked 60 pints, or enough raspberries to make 60 pints of jam, and then I realized I don't like it. So
Isn't that amazing?
So I gave it away for gifts for the next 3 years. But it was fun to make.
Yeah, it's fun to make, and it's the whole thing, but it's like,
Yeah, it's too much.
it is
It's
way
just
too much. So what I've found I can do when I do make jam is Apple Valley, all pectin is natural, but Apple Valley has one that's made from parsnip and apples. So I think it's a little bit more of an intense pectin. So I find that if I use that, I only have to put a little bit of sugar. So what I do is I use the sucanat, which is the pure cane sugar, with just a little molasses. I just use a little of that, and it's set up fine.
Wow, well, that's good to know.
And the
but
flavor was amazing.
was it good?
Well, you could straight taste the strawberries
Yeah.
instead. Well, because it has, I think I ended up putting in less than 1/2 cup of the sucanat.
Wow.
So
That's a big difference between 1/2 cup and like 6 cups.
Exactly.
And then
And natural, not processed.
right,
at
and
all.
you, I'm assuming, pureed your seeds and everything
Yes.
into it, so it has all the nutrition into it. So that's good.
Yep.
It's good to know.
Yes. And those Vitamixes are amazing. That's what I use, like even my tomatoes. I'll take my
Really?
tomatoes when I don't have time to process them. I'd rather make salsa because I like that type of thing. But if I don't have time, I'll just throw them in the Vitamix and zip, because it takes the peel, the stem, the core, the everything, grinds it up. Then I pour it like in a freezer container, and then later I can make sauce.
That's good. Yeah, I've been thinking about one of those. It keeps coming to me from different sources, and I'm thinking maybe I need that, because one thing that intrigues me is how to get the seeds, like you're talking about. The seeds are hard to break down in your liver.
Yes.
They can get stuck in certain places, but yet they're so full of nutrition. So how do we get that in us? And it keeps coming to me, this Vitamix thing.
That's
so
the Vitamix.
I'm going to research that out.
Well, you need to research it out, and it does many other things. It will grind up grains, so you can make your own flours. So, like if you had issues with gluten problems, you could, use spelt and different things like that. So you can grind your own grain, and then it needs it too. So there's different things with it. So
I've used, believe it or not, a nut grinder to grind my, or spice grinder, spice mill,
Yeah.
to grind my own grain to make my own flour. But it doesn't make much at one time.
No, that, I was
half
going to
a
say
cup.
that might take a little bit too much time.
Takes a little bit of time.
That's what someone says, do you grind your stuff for your chickens? And I'm like, no, that's like a big grinder. I don't have that.
That would take a lot of time. And
There
a lot
we
of
are.
time.
The girls have been picking for a while here. So, and
So
then-
more raspberries.
oh, lots of raspberries coming.
Right. Like I
Tons
said,
and
between
tons
the rain
of
and the sun.
raspberries. Now, have you guys ever eaten the clovers?
No, I have not.
Oh my gosh, guys. Okay.
I've
Now,
watched.
just like we did the bee balm,
Yeah.
pull it out and suck on the ends of that. You'll be amazed. Go ahead and pop some out. It's easier for you to do it. Pull it out and suck at the end of it.
This is better than the bee balm.
It's sweet, straight sweet. Clover. That's why. And now you know why the cattle really love it.
Yeah, I know they love clover. They can bloat on clover.
Yes.
I don't know why, but.
I think because it probably has high sugar.
And so, do you eat the whole plant or just the leaves?
The whole plant too.
And you put that in
The
salads?
leaves,
or-
yep. Use the leaves in salads, and then the flour I always put in salad.
I'm gonna have to try. You want to try a leaf?
I don't taste so much on the.
You
Okay.
suck from the.
You gotta
this
go from
end.
the white end.
I tried.
Now,
So, just like this.
mm-hmm.
Must be the raspberry before.
We
can taste it.
distorted your flavor buds with raspberries.
I'm gonna finish off the flour.
This is Becca and Holly. They're my workers.
Hello.
How are you doing bugs at the same time? That's what we do with the Japanese beetles. That's the good organic way. Soapy water, knock them in it.
So, do they pick them off and put them in there? Or they take the soapy water and put it on the
No,
plant?
pick them off. Either pick them off or just hit the plant and let them fall in. Just like the potato bug picking. That's how I do my potato bugs.
It is,
I just
too.
walk through them, pop, pop, pop. My husband made fun of me at first.
Yeah.
And then he spent some time spraying garlic and this and that. And he went, okay, I think you're right.
Yeah,
And
no,
I'm
I
like,
know why
oh,
you do that.
amazing.
Yeah.
I got the you're right
You're
from
right.
your husband. I was like, you go. I was like, imagine that.
Yeah.
But it's true. The picking them off is, the best bug control.
That's what my
You
dad
can't
does.
do that easily with all of them, but those are really slow moving bugs.
Right.
So
And
they're
they're
real
big.
easy. And they're big and they're gushy.
Yeah.
Some people go through and just, and I'm like, no, I
No.
can't do that. I'll just plunk them in the water.
Yeah, I would
Like,
do that too.
kind of grosses me out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm not easily grossed out, but that does kind of gross me out a bit. Don't fall in that cage. And then we're back to tomatoes, and my chickens are having a time in instead of a time out.
Oh.
Because they were eating my tomatoes.
Oh.
So they're punished.
Yeah, they're naughty girls. But it was good timing for it because the fox was getting there. Remember me telling you I thought a fox was in
Right.
here? Well, I'm coming home from Wednesday's market last week, cruising down the road. Guess what ran across the street with my chicken in its mouth?
Oh,
I get out of
no.
the truck and I'm like, Cindy, you're in the road. You can't chase the fox. I'm like, I'm going to get my chicken. That thing turned around and
The
looked at
wily
me.
fox.
Was the chicken still alive?
I don't
Screaming,
know.
or you don't know?
Does it
I don't
matter?
know.
Well, yeah,
So
because
it's
I thought
just
if she
like-
could let it go, then she could
Yeah.
get a chicken.
So I was like, okay, that answers my question. I
Right.
knew there was a fox. So we found footprints of a raccoon. So I knew a raccoon was at fault. But
Yeah.
I said something,
Right.
I could see feathers.
No
so.
coyotes.
Oh, coyotes are here all the time too. But a fox is, I just knew it was a fox. They're slyer. They're sneakier. Sly fox, So I knew that, I was pretty sure it was a fox. So we're down by about 35 chickens. I actually did a head count the other night, and I was like, oh, geez, down more. I could tell we were down, but I couldn't tell the range of it. So,
We should send a bill to the fox leader.
oh, no kidding. I
Fox
tell you, and
headquarters.
I don't want to kill a fox. I think they're beautiful, but he keeps up, he's going to be in
Was
trouble.
it a red one or a silver?
Yeah, it was a red one.
Yeah.
And they are beautiful, but
Yeah. We have a gray one in our ravine.
do ya?
Yeah. Now and then I see them.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you
Yeah.
guys probably do you see deer and stuff in there?
Yeah, they eat
Oh,
my.
yeah.
They eat the tops of my lilies too.
The deer do?
Yeah.
Milk.
Oh,
Sprinkle milk around
just.
it. Powdered milk or spray it with milk. Deer are lactose intolerant.
Oh yeah, because
And
we
they
don't
hate
really
milk.
use milk except for goat.
Yeah. No, I don't know if goat's milk would work or not, but you could get some powdered milk at the store and sprinkle
sprinkle
around it.
What about
Or
garlic?
tie garlic helps too. If you tie one of those, get those bounce again. No one should use bounce. Bounce and clip it onto your plant. They won't come near it. Just ways to detour them away. I've been very fortunate. I'll come out here and see deer footprints through the garden, but no, I guess probably because they have other things to eat out in
Maybe
the
they don't
woods.
like organic food.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm not used to it.
But we do spray with milk. We spray with organic milk for milk, everyone looks at me and goes, that's the weirdest thing. And I'm like, no, milk changes the pH balance in a plant. So if you have a fungus, it'll change it and reverse that fungus.
Will that work on the corn?
Mm-hmm.
So you could eat corn that was sprayed by milk?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
We use milk and garlic and all that on our corn.
To get the
Something to
fungus
know.
out of the corn.
Right.
Because we were told that the fungus gets right into that kernel, so you can't even cook it
Oh,
out.
yeah, funguses are nasty.
So,
Have you ever seen one of those on corn?
yeah, I have seen
yeah.
that on the corn. But the thing is,
I saw the hybrid corn too, though. There's too many
is your
hybrids.
corn then not have that?
No.
So we should try her corn.
Yep, corn's
Wow,
growing down at the
haven't
other
had
piece
that.
of property. It's garlic and all that kind of stuff. But you know, I don't think we plant what's called a heritage breed of corn. But I want to find, and I tried this year, but everyone was out of it. There's a red corn that's old, that's supposed to be super low in starch and stuff. This corn just doesn't have that much substance for you. I mean, it's really good as far as getting that, you know, ear of corn and eating it, but it's like there's nothing there really. Sugar content. And those hybrids.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because the old corn, like they call it Indian corn now, of course, it's the red and it's the blue.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
they're not yellow.
No.
If you look at
No,
Indian corn,
right.
it's different colors than what we
Yep.
find in our supermarket.
Well,
And nobody will eat it.
No,
No,
no
it's
vegetable
ornamental.
is the original color, really.
No. No. I know people freak out and they go, oh, that's not purple. That just, they saw the purple potatoes and they're like, that just freaks me out. And I'm like, do you guys know that that's old? I mean,
That's the original.
A lot of vegetables were like that. They've just been so hybridized.
But
But
it's so
Yeah.
amazing how people's mindsets have changed so much.
Oh my
and so
God.
quickly.
so quickly. And it's what they see.
Yes,
It's all
what you're
about
used
the
to.
Cindy,
vision.
it's snowing.
Yes, I know. Isn't that amazing? Oh, this stuff is horrible.
That
It was like
cottonwood.
this, yeah, it's cottonwood. And last year we had this issue too. And then there were little tiny, I didn't realize that most trees don't grow so fast, but the cottonwood was growing little trees in the garden.
Oh,
I
yes.
was like, oh my gosh, it was everywhere.
I have them in my ravine too, those cottonwoods.
Oh,
They actually grow the cottonwoods and harvest them in some places for paper.
oh do
Because
they?
they grow so fast, they're like a weed. And so they will grow up a forest of so many acres, and then because they
Use
grow
it
so
for
fast,
paper?
they cut
Oh.
it down and it goes back to paper, yeah.
Well, that's a good use for it then.
Yeah.
Boy, it's really allergy, I'll tell you that.
Yes, it is.
It
I
is.
know.
And it's a mess. I mean,
Yes.
it gets into, you know,
Everything.
screens. And,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it plugs up air conditioner units.
Yes.
It plugs up everything.
It does.
And we have ducks out here that, when I got the Banty chickens, a girl traded me for 2 baby ducks. And the Banty chickens decided they didn't like the chickens so well, so they went in the pen with the ducks, and they've lived there since. Well, this Banty hen has hatched out duck eggs.
That's
So
so
she
funny.
thinks she's the mother of part of these ducks. she
so
doesn't
funny.
care that they don't look like her.
Yeah, it's so funny.
She's taking care of them. And so you got mama duck and
And the Banty
and
chicken.
Banty chicken
And the duck.
raising the babies.
That is so funny.
Well, it's great because now they have 2 protectors.
Yes. And how many of the ducklings do you have?
There's 11 in this bunch. And if you look at these guys, and then I'll show you, these guys are 5 days old.
Do you pick these and sell them?
No, but you guys want
Mulberry tree.
I might do that.
Mulberry.
Oh, the flavor's better in them now than it was.
I might bring Zachary and let him pick some.
Oh, this has turned black already.
Yeah, the
You,
black
you
is
do
what
the
you
black
want.
ones here. Taste.
Would you take one?
Delicious.
Yeah, very good.
I'm gonna come here for lunch every day and just graze around.
Delicious.
Actually better now.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the chickens do a better job at keeping them cleaned up, but my chickens really like bugs.
My grandmother had a tree and they're a big mess once they fall,
They are a mess.
because they're the dye really sticks on your finger.
Oh,
And your
yeah.
clothes and
and your
anything
clothes
else.
and anything else. So that's what I tell people this time of the year. I'm like, my eggs aren't dirty, they're stained with mulberry stains.
Yes.
And we have baby chickens.
And your generator running from the storm.
Yeah, the challenges weren't enough. Now we have no power. These guys are trunkle.
And when will they start laying eggs?
5 months.
5 months. So before too long, they're paying their way.
Yep, they'll be paying their way. It's pretty silly. Those babies are light in color.
Uh-huh.
And these babies over here that were yolks. They do. They're just real bright yellow little buggers. Where are the little babies at, guys? Oh, they must have all went back inside.
Probably got hot for them.
They usually really like to eat.
Do they?
Too bad one was born yesterday and one was born this morning.
Oh.
So there's like 13. I don't know, they always have odd numbers, which is kind of funny. Hi, guys. No. Where's those little babies? Oh. Are you going to get mad at me? Hi, little babies. Come here. Oh, I'm not going to hurt you. We're not going to hurt you.
Well, those are yellow.
That's how you know it's a newborn. Look how yellow.
Now it will lighten up then in a couple of days?
Yep. Hi, little baby. You can even tell the tired eyes. These were the ones born this morning.
Yeah.
It's okay. See the little knob on its beak?
Yep, for picking its way out of the egg.
Yep. Oh, you're okay. I got it, Mommy. It's me. I got the baby.
He's looking.
Oh, yeah. Here you go, sweetie. It's okay. Oh, no, this way. Go on with your brothers. There you go. I'm sorry. Go in there. Oh, wrong way. Go there. I'm sorry. There you go. It's okay. And we have 50 more eggs to hatch out.
50 eggs?
Yes.
Wow.
They hit them on you. But you had to. They'll be out in a while here. Oh, jeez. All right, stop. It's okay. They're okay now. What?
Thank you so much for showing us
Oh,
around.
no problem.
It's a thrill to come and see the changes from May when that you were
Lots of
just starting
changes.
and everything's growing. And of course I see you weekly at the market, which is fabulous.
Yes, and we have blueberries.
Oh, you do?
I went and picked blueberries.
Okay, fabulous. So
Blueberries are in now.
I will want to get some things for you at the from you at the market, and we'll probably come back maybe later in the season and kind of
Yes,
follow
there'll
you
be
if
a lot
that's
of different
okay.
things.
Yeah, it's fun to see things growing and how they grow and what you do. And every time I come, I learn something, and I know that the people who are watching us learn as well.
And it's wonderful. Everyone needs to know foods.
Oh,
Need to know the foods.
Learn
I want to get one
something.
of those purple potatoes and cut it open.
okay, yeah, let's do that before we go.
Beautiful picture. As much heat as we, or as much coolness as we can.
Wow, look at that.
Isn't that beautiful?
Beautiful.
That's gorgeous. I want to eat it raw.
I know.
Now, when you cook it, I know the color changes a little, so
A
people aren't
little, but not
surprised.
not completely.
No.
It still makes bluish.
Yep, it's still purplish.
At least, you know, I love the purple green beans. That sounds like an oxymoron, but those look pretty, but they turn so green after you cook them.
Yeah, it's weird how that happens.
Yep,
But no, they do maintain it, and they are delicious. They have so
they
much
are
better
delicious,
flavor.
and the reds are too.
Yes. I think I have red. I think that's what I got last
Yep,
week.
and the red inside and these, you know, they're so much lower in starch and carbs too.
Yes, much easier. And you know, even the fact it's got the skin, be sure and eat the skin because that's full of the vitamins and minerals. Same thing with organic grown sweet potatoes. A lot of people aren't used to eating skins on that. That's got a lot of things that your body
a lot
needs.
of the nutrients are at.
Yes.
And you don't have to worry about it because it doesn't have, if it's organic, it does not have the pesticides. Now,
Right.
potatoes, not organic, I would not suggest to anybody to
I don't
eat.
eat those. And even my organic things, which I do tell people, I soak everything in my food grade hydrogen peroxide first because in case there's a little mold or whatever on it, you know, I want to be sure that whatever I'm eating is as less stressful as possible on my body.
Sure.
But something like this where you know the grower, you know it's in the soil, is not quite as important. You know, if you just wash it off, you're in pretty good shape. Mine's
Oh, yeah.
a little extra precaution, but it's not as necessary with
Well,
something like this.
actually, a little bit of dirt gone through your digestive system helps you digest vitamins better.
Yeah, and sometimes it has vitamins that you can't get anywhere
Exactly.
else.
So
it's kind
that's
of
why
a-
you kind of need the balance there,
Yes.
but you don't want to eat anything that's got dirt that came from a lot of sprays.
That's right. Well, I actually had a friend who craved dirt. And she used to have, she said only a certain dirt, and she had somebody send it to her, and she ate spoonfuls of it. And if you have any of those kind of cravings, let it be known that you have some kind of mineral deficiency.
Huge.
Yes, so it's not like you're strange, it's there's something that's off in your body. So these things sound strange, but they exist, and this happens to people.
Well, that's your body crying out. If your
Right.
body's crying out, it's like you and I had that talk when, you know, the doctor took you guys off everything. I was
Yes.
like, I was so freaked out. I was like, I'm keeping my mouth shut,
Yes.
and I did for a while, and I was like, you know, you can't do that.
Right. Now for
And
a
you saw
while,
Zachary. I mean, it's one thing if you do it like as a fasting thing, but if you're going to do it regularly like that, it can really change how your body digests everything.
Absolutely.
And it can make you worse instead of
I
better.
agree with
That's right.
I agree with
yes,
you. very much.
for a healing
They're
diet for a
nutrients.
short amount of time, it's okay, but beyond that, you need a balance.
Yes, you definitely need a balance.
Yes.
I mean, that's why food charts are what they are. I mean, there has to be a balance. Those are a little screwed up, but
Yes,
I
but
mean,
it's
there's
still giving you the
definite
idea.
balance.
Absolutely.
So what does it mean if my body craves red wine and vodka? What would that mean? I need.
She's got parasites and it's trying to kill them.
You're trying to kill something in there, whether it's up here or down here. I'm not sure which one, but we'll leave that alone, okay? That's for another segment.
All right.
Well, thank you, Cindy. It was
Thank you for being kind about it.
such a pleasure to have you
All
on
right,
again.
guys.
Thank you for your
Thanks.
time.
Thank
You guys
you.
have a
Should
great
we do-
day.
Yeah.